Man, I mean that's crazy. You know, you guys know each other that long, and you guys basically both end up becoming legends. You know what I
Right,
mean? And
right.
then you guys are friends. Like that's got to be a nice feeling, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man. I think that it's just fate, man. It's just fate. When we went to do a party with Cass, when we got there, can you hear me?
Yep. I hear you.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yep.
So when we got to the venue, and Grandmaster Cass was there laying down, taking a nap. I looked at him and was like, wait a minute, where do I know this guy from? I was like, hold up, Curtis? And he looked at me and said, Eddie? I was like, yo, it's been a long time, man. So, it's crazy, man. It was really, really crazy, man.
So when did you begin to monetize? When did you begin to like start? I mean, I would assume when you're playing parties, you were getting paid as a DJ. But at what point did like the some of the execs, the record labels, and some of the promoters, like when did that start to kick in?
Well, back then we were our own promoters. We booked the venue. We called the flyer guy to make the flyer. We had our own security. When it was time to
Mm.
do the party at the venue, we called the van guy, and the van guy will come, and we would load the equipment inside the van. Get the equipment to the venue, unpack it, hook it up, have our own security, have our own person at the door, collect the money and stuff like that. We did everything ourselves. Promoters didn't really come into play until like the late 70s. You know, we had like a handful of promoters, but once the late 70s came in, that's when a lot of people decided they wanted to become promoters and started, booking us and stuff like that. You know.
Wow. And then what about your first tour? Do you recall like when you was like did you get to go on tour with somebody like an artist that you DJ'd for, went on a tour? Do you remember when
But
that
that didn't
was,
come
who that
till
was
later
with?
on. I mean, that didn't come later on. I remember the Fantastic Five and myself. I remember the first tour we went on. We did a couple of shows with the Sugar Hill organization.
Mm.
The Funky Four plus one more. They did Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you remember, but Funky
Saturday
Four
Night
did
Live.
Saturday
Wow.
Night Live with Blondie.
Oh
So when
wow,
they did
nice.
Saturday Night,
Whoa.
yeah, when they did Saturday Night Live with Blondie, Grand Wizzard Theodore and the Fantastic Five, we took their place and we did like a couple of shows for Sugar Hill. That was one of the first tours we went on.
Wow, pretty crazy. And did you ever, after like L Brothers, did you ever join up with any other like artists? I'm sorry, man. I got construction taking place in the crib right now, so if you hear that banging. So
That's
is
cool,
there
man. I
any?
like that, man. That's like a sound effect, man. That means that that reminds me that we still in the real world, right?
Correct. Correct. so so
So it's all good, man.
that's right, no doubt. So were you able to like ever team up with any other artists that you guys maybe became a group and put some songs out and stuff like that?
No, not really. With the Fantastic Five, we did a record in like 81, 82 called "Rapping Fresh Out the Pack." That's the only song that we recorded and stuff like that. But later on, I went on to, I done some shows with Rakim. I done some shows with Roxanne Shante, with Curtis
Mm,
Blow, with Melly
mm,
Mel, with KRS
mm.
One. I was their DJs from time to time and stuff like that. The Force MDs, So I
Oh
was
man, you
bouncing
dropping
back and
some
forth
names. You
between,
dropping some names
yeah,
there, baby.
yeah. So it was like, I was just very, oh, and Big Daddy Kane. So I was just very
Oh,
happy to be able to share the stage with these people, man.
that's pretty incredible, man. All right, so now let me ask you this question. Overseas, uh, hip hop basically took you overseas. Uh,
Oh, yes, it did.
where are some of the places that you've been to?
I've been around the world like 3 times, man. But
Shit.
one of the coolest places I've been was Australia because
Mm,
um I went to go to Australia. I left New York on a Tuesday, and when I got to Australia, it was like Thursday. So I flew from New
Damn.
York. I flew from New York to California, and then from California, I waited for my flight. And then once I waited for my flight, I got on a flight to Australia. So when I got to Australia, I missed Wednesday. I didn't even get to see Wednesday because I was on the airplane. So when I got to Australia, it was already Thursday. And
Wow.
see, I don't have no hair, so my hair grew out. As a matter of fact, my hair looked like your hair when I got to Australia. That's only joking. Or
Oh
maybe your
man.
hair, or maybe hers. I don't know.
so,
But
so
yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, go ahead. So Australia.
Oh man, Australia is like really cool, man. Like I would never ever think that thought that being a DJ would take me to these places, man. Even when I flew to Japan and flew to China, man, it was like 20 hours on the airplane, man. I've never done that before.
Yeah,
And when
that's
I got
crazy.
there, man, it was like all my hair grew and everything, my beard grew out,
You
everything,
t-
man. So it was just really crazy, man, to be able to travel around the world and people know who you are, you
Nah,
know?
that's
So I was
pretty
just very
incredible.
thankful for that, man. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. So now here you are in virtual reality, man. What are your thoughts about this here?
Um, I really feel, man, that this is going to be something very special for a lot of people around the world. Just like when hip hop first started and stuff like that. I truly believe that everything evolves. You know, and because of the pandemic and stuff like that, people are on Zoom calls and people are doing, DJs are streaming now and stuff like that. And I honestly feel this is the new thing, man. This is definitely the new thing. And for all you companies out there, man, y'all better jump on this, man, because it's the next thing. It's the next. It could be, beneficial for everybody, man. You know. So this is the next thing, and I'm glad to be a part of something that's bigger than I am.
Man, listen here, man. We are ecstatic to have you here, and definitely looking forward to seeing all the great things that you're gonna do. Fly and be great in this space. I'm sure of it. So here's another quick question for you. It's 2021, right? Of course, everything evolves, everything changes. Um, what's your take on today's music, right? What's your take on it? How do you feel about the artists, the producers, DJs? I mean, anyway, yeah. What's your take on that?
On DJs today.
On the DJs, on the artists, today's music, right? Hip hop, how it's basically broken up into different sects of the underground, and you got the trap, then you got this and lo-fi, and it's like subgenres, right? Um,
Whew.
but you being here from the beginning, right? I mean, that's got to be a different kind of feeling because you were here from the beginning, and then to see where it's at now,
Yeah,
how do you
well,
feel about that?
I grew up on music that uplift people. James Brown, putting out music saying "I'm black and I'm proud," the big payback, and get involved and stuff like that, and listening to the Sly and the Family Stones music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Listening to Aretha Franklin and Al Green and all these different people singing soul music to uplift us because we were going through so much. Now the music of today, man, it's like some of the music is cool, but some of the music is just bringing people down, like mentally, man. Like, I mean, it's like if you talk about a lot of bad things that you did in your life, and you got all of these younger generations listening to you, you have to give them some kind of a way out. Like I used to be
Right.
this, I used to be that, but now I do this. Trying to have a way out because a lot of these artists don't realize that the younger generations are listening to them and are listening to their words and their music, and it's just some music that's bringing our people down. It's really, really bringing our people down. That's why the music is being broken up into different into different genres. And these record companies, some of these record companies, they just put out negative music because it seems like the negative music is selling to people that don't know what they're listening to. You know,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
just hope that changes and stuff like that. And as far as the DJs are concerned, I mean, I teach at the Scratch Academy. I've been at the Scratch Academy since 1999. You know, rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. You know, so I've been at the Scratch Academy since 1999, and we teach people how to DJ, and we teach them on the turntables with vinyl. We don't teach
Ooh,
them with no controllers. We don't use no CDJs. We don't use none of that stuff. We use turntables and we use the mixer to teach them how to DJ. Once they graduate, then they can go on and use a controller or use Serato, use whatever they want to use. But you have to learn from the basics. And I feel that you DJs out there, you definitely have to be able to learn from the vinyl, man, before you move on to anything else. It's like driving a car. You don't want to be driving a virtual car and then expect to get on the highway and know how to drive. You have to get
right.
in the car, be in the street with the people, feel the bumps and the bruises in the car and
That's
stuff
right.
like that. And it like
That's right.
cooking too. You don't want to make a turkey and put it in a microwave for 16
Right.
hours and wait for the turkey to be done and expect for your family to eat it instead of putting the turkey in the oven and let it cook nice and slow and stuff
That's
like
right.
that with the
Mhm.
with the vegetables and the potatoes and everything and stuff
That's
like that
right.
to have a real turkey. So that's how DJing is, man. You have to be authentic, man. So if you haven't really touched the vinyl, man, I'm sorry, man. You can't call yourself a DJ, man. You
DJ,
know?
you can't call yourself. Hey, I ain't mad at that. But how much do you how much would you attribute that to? Like, let's say I don't know, like when you were coming up and you started getting involved with hip hop. I mean, how did your parents feel about it? Did they kind of feel like, hey, man, this ain't real music? Did they feel like that, or were they just
Absolutely not.
automatically? Okay,
See, my mom's she's the one that introduced us to music. She played music when she was happy. She played music when she was sad. She played music when she was cooking. She played music when she was mad about to whip some butt. I can tell what kind of mood. I can tell what kind of mood my mom's was in from the music that she played.
ooh, that's
I
deep.
come
That's
home,
deep.
I open the door, come in the house. Mom's is playing Marvin Gaye. I can tell what kind of mood she's in. Or she's playing
Hmm.
Al Green,
Hmm.
or she's playing the Temptations, or she's playing some Motown stuff. I can tell what kind of mood she's in. We watch Soul Train. So I watched, my mom's introduced me to Soul Train and stuff like that. So when we got into music, man, mom's was like 100% supportive of us playing music and playing music for people out in the street. She just wanted us to be safe. And if music is what you guys want to do to make people feel good, to make people dance, to make people forget about their problems, or whether it be drugs in their life, or going to school and still not learning anything, or having problems with your girlfriend, or just everyday life, music is a medicine.
That's
Music
right.
is a
Damn
medicine, man.
sure
It's
is. I
definitely a
got. I got.
medicine.
Hold on. Let's put
You
this
know?
up for that because this definitely a medicine. Come
Yeah,
on in the
music
studio,
is a
brother. Come on in the
medicine.
studio, my brother. Walk right through that door.